What does the first commandment really mean? If you were raised in any of the Christian branches of philosophy and religion, you learned commandments, 10 of them. The first commandment, I am the Lord thy God, thou shalt not have strange gods before me. What does that mean? I grew up believing that this was the voice of God booming in from outer space someplace and telling us that we had to obey all the 10 commandments and that if we didn't obey the commandments, we would be punished. Ultimately, we would go to hell forever. Even as a little one, this was just felt wrong. It was frightening. And it didn't fit with, as I grew, it didn't fit with the idea of an all-loving God. So what could an all-loving God mean, saying, I am the Lord thy God, thou shalt not have strange gods before me? What does that mean? What I've come to understand is that the terms that described God, such as omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent, God is everywhere, God knows everything, God has all power, that must include everything, and I am part of everything. When I recognize that I am part of everything, that God is everything, the meaning of the first commandment becomes clear. It's a simple statement that you cannot worship anything that is not part of God. And anything you worship will grow in your life. There can be no strange gods, meaning there can be no separation from God, from life itself. There's no separation from it. Everything emerges from, remains in the divine. It's omnipresent. It's here now. If you or I turn our awareness to something that we appreciate, then that thing expands in our life. If we bring our attention to something we don't like, then that thing expands in our life. It becomes part of our existence. Thou shalt not have strange worship. You can't have strange or alien worship. All worship is within God. God gives you whatever you think. It's a very simple precept. Jesus said this, as you believe, you receive. It's the same as the first commandment. So if you grew up believing that you would be punished and go to hell if you didn't believe in God, this first commandment is an encouragement to recognize that everything is connected. You are part of everything. And every thought that you think is supported and filled and energized by a power that is loving and doesn't care what you think. It will give you anything you think. Nothing is strange to it. Everything is part of loving life. You are part of loving life. Everything you think is part of loving life. The only strange thing about it is that we are very often in the habit of persisting, trying to get rid of things that are already in existence. A neighbor, a co-worker, a politician. We want to get rid of them rather than honoring them as honoring them as not strange. They are part of infinite love that's already here. And it's only in resisting that we suffer. When we accept, then we encourage and expand an awareness that is in the direction of our desire rather than in the direction of our fear.